Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Asia Moon back again with another episode of the She Lives vlog. So, I really appreciate you guys. I'm so excited to be here, so I'm going to jump right into it. In the last video, I did mention a little bit about my uncle. It's my mom's brother, and he has been homeless or on the streets or living from shelter to shelter for the last, I want to say, over a decade, somewhere between 10 and 15 years. That's a really long time to be on the street. But that's not the only part. Here's the catch. He also has schizophrenia. And that's a really long time to be on the street with a severe mental illness. It's crazy. I know that I talk a lot on like my blogs and on my podcast about mental health and how important it is to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, taking care of your mind, and getting all of the necessary assistance that you may need for the things that you may need the assistance for, whatever, right? But this is completely different. This is like nothing that I've ever seen before. So here's the story. My mom calls me and she's like, your uncle is at the hospital at the emergency room. So I called my sister, because my sister, through this entire situation, she had really been like a champion for my uncle this entire time. She really has supported him, and she would go looking for him when the weather got extreme. If it was like too cold or too hot, she would always really call him, go find him or whatever. I looked to it as I was supporting her more than him, because I just wanted to make sure that she knew that she didn't have to do any of this alone, that she had support and what she was about to go through and what she was about to do. So I went up there with her. We went to the emergency room and we convinced him to sign the document so that he could get admitted into the psych ward, so that he could just get the assistance that he needed, that he wouldn't be like roaming the streets and trying to figure out his way. He didn't have to do that anymore. Stayed in the hospital for about a week and a half, and throughout that week and a half or so, we discovered he had health insurance, and that his health insurance assigned him a case manager, and that the health insurance also covered him for housing. So, like, when I told you, like, people are like, Christmas miracle this, this right here was a Christmas miracle. I could have spent every single dime on making sure that he had what he needed and what he wanted and everything, and it would not have mattered to me at all. It was like literally, like, this was a Christmas miracle for real, to be able to tangibly put my hand on him and see him and talk to him, make sure he's okay, and make sure he has enough clothes and socks and underwear and all of that stuff. It's amazing. So we finally got the call that he was being discharged from the emergency room, and that he was going to be placed in a group housing for people who have mental illnesses. And the group housing was transitional, that if you follow his treatment plan, then he would be able to move on to more independent living. And that's amazing. Like, I didn't even know that these programs existed. So shout out to them. What I really want to talk about is that first haircut. The first haircut that my uncle got, and I went with him. We got the haircut together. So I caught the train up to where he is, and he rode in his first ever Uber, and it was just so exciting to him. Like, he was like, you just do something on your phone and they just show up. And I was like, yeah, pretty much, they show up and they give you a ride wherever you want to go, and then when you're ready to go, just call another Uber. And he was just fascinated. He was fascinated at something we think is just so simple. So after that, we got to the barber shop, and it was a Korean woman. I had no idea. Clearly she's a master barber, because she cut, while I was there, I think she cut 3 different ethnicities of hair, and they all had different haircuts, different hair textures, different hairstyles, and she cut each of them differently according to their liking, according to their hair texture, and everything is amazing. She's an exceptional barber. She is, I don't know where her business card is, but it's on First Street Barbers. I can't even think of her name. But what I want to get at, you know, is the fact that how we view ourselves on the outside, how that makes us feel on the inside, how we look on the outside, how we, you know, dress, how our hair is or whatever. It really changes how you feel about yourself. This man had hair just everywhere. You know, his mustache was being best friends with his lip. You know, it was everywhere. It was just everywhere. And he walked out of there with a new sense of confidence. He walked out of there with a different feeling about himself. He felt better about himself. And so as I was taking him to his second haircut, you know, I asked him, you know, how he felt about his haircut, and this is what he had to say. You ready?
Oh, you fresh.
That's so exciting, right?
I'll be fresh.
You be so fresh.
She puts the hot towel on you or anything.
That's hot.
That's a bad move.
You look at yourself completely different when you get a haircut, don't you?
Feel better.
You feel better, right?
Yeah. That's right. You feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like when you didn't have a haircut or when you don't have a haircut that people treat you differently?
Mm-hmm.
What do you, like how?
They're more congenial when your face is shaped up and your hair is shaped up, you know, like in your appearance is good, they treat you nice. But when your appearance is buttered up, mama be just like, hey, what's up, dog? What's going on, dog? You know, that's how they speak to you.
Yeah.
But then when you're not all up in it and looking all like that, they don't speak to you like that.
So how do you feel about yourself when you have a haircut versus when you don't?
I'm jet set. You know, I'm jet set. You can't mess with George Justice. I'm the man.
Okay. You know, this is a huge part of his journey, and this is a huge part of, you know, where he's going and where he's been and the things that he's been through. You know, I cannot imagine, you know, putting myself in his shoes and figuring life out just like that, you know, on the streets and just trying to figure stuff out. So this journey is far from over. He has so much ground to cover, my uncle and I. But I'm just so excited to be a part of this. I'm so excited to share his life with him, you know, while he has life and he's full of life. So it's exciting. So of course this brings me to the end of this particular video. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. If you have any comments or questions, bitches, gripes, or moans, please feel free to head over to loveandlightfam.com and drop me a message, or you can put it in the comments below. But of course, until next time, love and light, fam.